The Jewish man who spoke was Walter Hogwitz's father, Steve Hogwitz. Ever since Walt and all his men have evaporated, the entire Hogwarts family has been doing everything possible to inquire about their whereabouts and get any clues. But no matter how they inquire, the result of feedback is the same. No one has seen how Walter and his men disappeared from the world. Even the Skynet surveillance all over the city did not have any Walter-related video data. This made the Hogwarts family immediately realized that Walter was very likely to provoke a very powerful person in Orr's Hill. Therefore, Walter's father Steve came to Orr's Hill himself, just to do everything possible to find Walter and bring him back to the United States. At this moment, the plane next to him also turned on the spiral staircase. Shoud stepped out of the hatch and walked straight down. At this time, a welcoming convoy composed of 6 bulletproof Cadillac Presidential One had already drove to the plane of Shoud, and nearly 20 men in black, all of the same height and body, came out of the cars, standing next to the convoy. Straight. These were all the security teams temporarily prepared by Shoud's men. During Shoud's time in Orr's Hill, these people were responsible for the security work on the bright side. However, these are just superficial security forces. Most of them are used to fill the front. 20 minutes ago, the Sue family sent 20 top masters to Orr's Hill first. These people will secretly protect Shoud's safety and obey his orders. Shoud's instructions and dispatches searched for Leona and Ziyu in Orr's Hill. Walter's father Steve noticed Shoud. He did not expect that the unremarkable Chinese man would have such a big battle. So, he hurriedly stopped and said to the assistant behind him, "Check the registration number of the plane next to ours, hurry." Every aircraft, whether it is a civil airliner or a private jet, must have a registration number. Moreover, the registration number is generally sprayed on the fuselage of the aircraft. Generally speaking, the registration number is a combination of 1 letter and 4 numbers. For example, the combination of B 2233. Among them, the letter B represents the country. No matter where you are in the world and see an aircraft with a registration number starting with B, you can confidently and boldly confirm that this is an aircraft registered in China. Therefore, Steve Hogwitz wanted to check the registration number to determine which company the aircraft belongs to, and then probably infer the identity of Shoud. Fortunately, this kind of inquiry is not difficult. Just as Shoud walked down the spiral ladder, Steve's assistant finally found out the results and immediately reported, "Boss, this aircraft is a company registered with Suss family in Eastcliff, under the name." Suss family? Steve was shocked and immediately said, "No wonder there is such a big show." Having said that, he immediately quickened his pace, and ran off the spiral staircase in 3 or 2 steps and went straight to Shoud. Before he could get close to Shoud, several people in black immediately rushed forward and surrounded him, sternly, "Who are you? Please stand back immediately, otherwise, don't blame us for treating you." Polite. Steve hurriedly explained, "Don't get me wrong, everyone, I have no intentions to harm, I just want to say hello to Mr. Su." Shoud was about to step into the car. Hearing Steve's words, he looked at him curiously and asked, "Do you know me?" Steve hurriedly said, "Mr. Su, I am the head of the American Hogwitz family. I wonder if you have heard of our family." Shoud couldn't help frowning. "The Hogwitz family in the United States? It seems that I have never heard of such a family, very powerful?" Just wondering, Steve hurriedly added, "My mother belongs to the Rothschild family. In the world, the popularity of the Rothschild family can be said to be known to everyone." Sure enough, as soon as Shoud heard this, the American introduced himself as blood related to the Rothschild family, and he immediately took it seriously. After that, Shoud walked quickly to Steve, reached out and introduced himself. "Hello, this is Shoud." Steve quickly shook hands with Shoud, flattered, and said, Hello Mr. Sue, my name is Steve Hogwitz. It's a great honor to meet you. Shoud nodded and asked curiously, where did Mr. Steve come from? Steve responded quickly, I flew all the way from New York and just landed at Ores Hill Airport. Okay. Shoud smiled slightly. The two of us are front and back. Then, he asked, what family business does Mr. Steve have in Ores Hill? No, Steve explained. My eldest son has been expanding the family business in Ores Hill some time ago, but he disappeared a few days ago. I came to Ores Hill this time to find his whereabouts. Oh, Shoud suddenly became curious, and thought to himself, what a coincidence. This Steve also came to Ores Hill to find someone? Could a person with blood related to the Rothschild family disappear in Ores Hill? But when you think about it carefully, the ghost place of Ores Hill is indeed a bit weird. Not only people with blood related to Rothschild disappeared here, but even the daughter-in-law of the Sue family and the eldest granddaughter also disappeared here. Now, it seems that this small place is really a hidden dragon and a crouching tiger. Thinking of this, Shoud's inspiration suddenly flashed. The disappearance of this Steve's son, will there be any connection with the disappearance of Leona and Ziyu? At this point, Shoud immediately felt that the two things might really have a certain connection. So he immediately said to Steve, it's true that I came to Ores Hill this time to find someone as well. It seems that the two of us have the same purpose. Maybe there are also the same people we are looking for. There could be some kind of connection. Really? Steve exclaimed, Mr. Sue, this incident even bothered you to come in person, could it be? Is someone from the Sue family missing in Ores Hill? Shoud nodded. It is true, this is the case unfortunately. After speaking, Shoud immediately said, Mr. Steve, I think we can find someone on this matter and exchange information with each other. Maybe we can find any valuable clues. Yes. Steve said without hesitation. If I can investigate this matter with Mr. Sue, then I will feel more at ease. Shoud asked him, which hotel would you stay in Ores Hill this time? Steve blurted out, I live in Ores Hill International Hotel. My son lived there before he disappeared? Shoud nodded. Coincidentally, I also booked room in the Ores Hill International Hotel. If that's the case, let's go together. We just can have a good chat on the way.